Good evening, everyone. This is Axel Raven come to you live. We are here set to have another preseason game. Really looking forward to it. Thanks for all of you out there in the Twitterverse, just sort of hanging with us tonight with some of the technical difficulties that we might have had so far. I'm just going to check something really quick. Perfect. Daniel, great. Thank you so much. He can hear me. I wanted to make sure that was coming through live and clear for you all. We are set to have Queen City coming into San Diego to try their hand at seeing what they can do out on the field. Similarly with the Mavericks, this is their third preseason game. Looking forward to the week one kickoff this Saturday and Monday. Like I mentioned in the chat, sadly we're having some Discord voice channel issues not coming through very clearly. We want to have the best product for you all out there, so doing this solo tonight. My apologies to Tom Riddell and all of QCC, not able to have a representation here in the booth. I'm going to do my best. I've got BJ Loveless was able to put together a nice little spreadsheet for me alongside of our Mavericks spreadsheet so that we can get you all the information that you need about the players out there on the field, some of the stats, some of their positions and all that. So without further ado, there is a lot of excitement out there on the field. As you can hear, the crowd's getting a little restless and wild out there. So we're going to go turn ourselves over to out there on the field for the coin toss. Here it goes. Let's see what Queen City chooses. It's tails. Mavericks will choose to receive, and the Corsairs will defend the north goal tonight. So with the Mavericks receiving, that means QCC will be on the receiving end in the second half when that starts. So here we see Judah Dorgan, the kicker for the Corsairs, set to kick off, start this game. It's a decent kick around the 7-yard line, returning up there. Let's see who that is. That is number 88, Optimus Klein, Mavericks co-owner. A new wide receiver converted from tight end. So with the Mavs taking the field for the first time on offense, let's see what they have in store. They've got a single back in the backfield, 2 wide receivers, one at the top, one at the bottom. Scar under center. Little handoff to Jalen Wells up the middle for a gain of 6 yards. He had a pretty good running game last night, actually. I believe he got somewhere in the 80s or 90s for yardage in the game. So we got a 2nd and 4 here on the San Diego 32. Set up in an I formation with the lone wide receiver at the bottom. Scar back to pass. Passes over to the right with the gain of 3. That is number 81, Gunnar Lewis, taking that reception 1 yard shy of that first down. Sets up a 3rd and 1 on the 35. On the defense tonight for Corsairs, their front line is made up of 3 defensive linemen. So their defensive lineman, David Tilley, at defensive tackle. And then he's bookended by Andre Krim, our one and only Tom Riddell, with the other bookend then being DJ Majesty. There we see Lloyd, number 43. That is Maurice Lloyd, the free safety, out there for the defense. Behind the defensive line for the Corsairs is outside linebacker Jared Crow, inside linebacker BJ Loveless, and outside linebacker, new rookie from Madison, Nathaniel Diggs, representing number 52 out there on the field. Held the Mavs pretty hard at 3rd and 1. They have to punt it on the 4th here. The Corsairs receive it around the 25-yard line, get up to the 29. That is Doug Spelling, wide receiver. Rookie from last year, coming over. I'm not sure what minor league team he was on, but he's really proved himself out there in season 17. Looking for big things for him in season 18 coming up. So here we see Let's see. That is AJ Caswell setting up under center. We've got Jet Zero in the backfield there. A pass for their first play. Decent pressure there by the defensive line. Gets it out, though, to number 80. That is Christopher Ochoa. Catches that ball. Gets right up next to that first down marker, but is taken down just shy. Here he is again, AJ setting back underneath the center with the I formation, one wide receiver at the bottom. Handoff to Jet Zero, plowing through that line, making his way. Right now, it looks like Axel Raven is the only one set up there to stop him, number 47, and that's what he does there at the 8-yard line, taking him down. It's number 40, Jet Zero. He had a really great season last season. Really was pivotal in starting out the Queen City's near flawless run in the first half of the season. Really setting up, looking again, big things for him in season 8. That big power back there. Equally, Wells, we talked about this last night, the game. Wells also a power back, really hitting between the guards, between the tackles really hard, knocking people on their butt. So here we go, offset I with 2 wide receivers split, one at the top, one at the bottom in the pro formation. Hand off again to Jet Zero. This time he is tackled behind the line. Loss of 1 yard or so. That previous run was a 54-yard run. Pretty solid run, first run out there for Jet. Here he was taken down by number 78. That is Derek Genko, free agent this year, signing from Louisiana in the offseason. Caswell under center, out to pass. Passes over the middle and gets that touchdown there. Number 49, tight end. That is James Matthews Jr. out there. Hometown team here, not too thrilled with that, but he just does get over that line. Seems to have done a nice little job in finding this little nook where he was open there. Nice, very solid opening drive by Queen City. And here we go, Judah Dorgan again, set for the point after. The kick is up, and it's good. Making the score now 7-0 in favor of Queen City. Judah will get another chance to kick that kickoff down the field to a waiting Optimus Klein, back to receive it. And here we go. Cotter on the 6 or 7 yard line and taken up by Optimus to the 29-yard line. A nice, decent, roughly 23, 22-yard gain there on the kick return. Let's see, as the offense takes the field, what they have in store, run or pass, what their formation might look like. Looks like a offset I back there with probably a strong I tight end flex, possibly, or a spread formation. A handoff to Wells up the middle for a gain of 6. A nice little run there by Jalen. On the offense, we've got Scar Patterson, rookie for the Mavericks. This is his 3rd preseason game tonight. Looking forward to the opening week next on Monday at, I believe, noon Central, 1 Eastern against Florida. Scar back to pass, short little dump pass to number 82. I believe 82 is the backup 5th wide receiver. He is number 2 tight end, Kyle Murphy out there. We have Jalen Wells. We've mentioned him as the tailback. We've got Nick Hoagland, fullback. Nice little pass there to the left over to, I believe that is number 81, Gunnar Lewis for gain of 3. Little out route. Gunnar is our wide receiver number 1. Number 2 goes to Liam Hammer. Wide receiver number 3 is Optimus Klein, and wide receiver number 4 is Lottie Liu, rookie out of Salt Lake City this year. We also have new tight end transfer from the fullback position, Bill Cherry, who had a pretty decent game last night. As we see Wells running up that middle there again for a gain of 5 or so. We also have left guard Finley James, recurring Maverick year after year since their inception in, I believe, season 16. That rounds out the offense. Backwards pass to Jalen. Looked like it might have been a dump out quick to save him from getting sacked. Loss of 2 or 3 on that play, which brings up 4th and 4, forcing the Mavericks to punt for the second time tonight. It's Alex Damian for the punt. And Doug Spelling for a return there. Not much going. Typical for punts. Usually the opponents get down there pretty quick. So here we see AJ Caswell, quarterback, will be setting up under center. We've got Jet Zero there, the tailback. Chris Komisak is the fullback, who is also the head coach for the Queen City. Little pass over to Jet behind the line of scrimmage, and also tackled for a loss of 2 behind the line of scrimmage. That time tackled by Raylan Earl III. Ray is the full safety. I'm sorry, it was not Ray. It was number 92, Wolf Justice, defensive end. Beside Wolf, out there on the defensive line, we've got in the middle Stephon Forge, the defensive coordinator for the Mavericks. We also have Derek Genko, we mentioned in the last drive. Got split backs there. Little pass off to the side. It's number 40. Jet Zero takes it for a gain of 3 off to the side. Excited about that pickup of 3. Tackled there by linebackers, it looked like. The linebacker core, we've got returning linebackers, inside linebacker Leon Thunderman and outside linebacker Pete Mitchell, as well as new free agent Axel Raven, number 47, and then new rookie Thomas Matthews, number 56, to round out that linebacking core. Getting some penetration, but this pass was on target just above the defenders. Number 13, Doug Spelling, taking that down. Gives them some nice new life that they desperately needed at that point in their drive. It was a great, nicely run route and a nicely positioned pass there for him to get it. He looks like he has a little bit of a height advantage there. Doug Spelling at 6'6", 222 pounds. So he is a big receiver out there down the field. We've got the lone back and 4 wide receivers, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. Hand off to Jet Zero. Not going too far. Was able to get back up to the line of scrimmage, but dropped there pretty quickly. On offense, still we've got wide receiver Deezer Powell at wide receiver number 1, Doug Spelling, wide receiver number 2, and wide receiver number 3 is Christopher Ochoa. We've got tight ends James Matthews Jr., who got the touchdown earlier. We've got Hubba Kimbrell, solid name there. Most of you know him in the SFL. We also have offensive linemen, three offensive linemen, 2 of which are new to the team. Actually, I think all 3 are new to the team. Butch Metter comes from as a free agent from another team. Odette Boudreau is a rookie from the minor league, being drafted this last draft, switching from defensive tackle to offensive line for the Queen City Corsairs. And then we also have offensive lineman Robert Crone coming from Jacksonville Kings over in the offseason. So here we see an offset I there with three receivers, two at the bottom, one at the top. Handoff to Zero. Picks up one or so, or a few inches, a foot or so. Dropped there by Axel Raven just past the line of scrimmage on that third down, bringing up 4th and 2, forcing them to do their first punt, I believe, of this game, bringing into that drive. So here we see Greg Morrison, punter for the Queen City Corsairs, set to kick that off. We see, it looks like Tom Krieg again out there taking the punt returns. Still not sure why that is, but I believe it's meant to be Optimus Klein for both kick returns and punt returns. You'll see him more than likely out there come week 1. Yes, Daniel Krieg is back on the clock. He's really wanting to milk that ability. We've got 4 wide receivers, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. We've got 1 lone back in the backfield. Jalen Wells. Scar back to pass. Pass goes over the middle, is tipped and broken up there. Intended for Optimus Klein on a little slant route, it looked like. I believe broken up there by number 50 or 52. It looked like actually 52. Nathaniel Diggs might have been the one there to take that pass deflection. Here's Scar mixing things up on the line of scrimmage. Giving a little audible. Little handoff to Jalen Wells. Gets about 3 yards on that carry before being taken down by number 21, King Jamal. Strong safety. Getting up there in that box and making that stop. Brings up 3rd and 7. We got 3 at the top, 1 at the bottom, and 1 tailback in the backfield, Jalen Wells. Scar back to pass, steps up a little bit. Pass is complete, but is 1 yard shy. That completion goes to Optimus Klein. Just sadly a little bit shy of that first down marker, which brings up another 4th and 1 for the Mavericks. Alex Damian to punt away that ball to the Corsairs again. Doug Spelling set to return. Kick is up, fielded at the 25. Gets up to the 26 before being taken down by number 22, Zach Holdorf of the Mavericks. Giving the Corsairs a start at the 26-yard line. Relatively okay, not great position, but there's quite 26 other positions that could be worse. 25. So here we see Caswell under center again, Jet Zero in the back, wide receivers split at the top and bottom in a pro formation. Hand off to the left side to Jet Zero, taken down pretty quickly for a loss of 2 by Axel Raven. Raven playing that outside linebacker position. We see a 4-3 set by the defense and an I formation out to pass by Caswell over to Jet Zero, plowing over number 33, I believe, Tom Krieg at the line of scrimmage to get another 13 yards, 12 yards on that play. The pass out there. Here comes Krieg, only to be dropped. And then Pete Mitchell finishes it off after a gain of about 11. 12 yards, just a yard or so after the first down. Yes, you have, Zach. You're the king of the corn on the special teams. Castle under center, Zero in the backfield, wide receivers top and bottom. Castle to pass, deep, and it's caught by number 13, Doug Spelling. Big body, showboating there the last 2 or 3 yards, just sort of tapping his feet over that touchdown line, the end zone line. Raylan Earl III was able to get a hand on him, around the 10-yard line, Not able to take him down though. That big body, really too much for the smaller body. Raylan Earl, he is 5'10", I'm sorry, yeah, 5'10", 210 versus the 6'6", 222 of Doug Spelling. So here we see Judah Dorgan set to kick that +1 through the uprights. And it's good, making the score 14-0. Corsairs up. That score seems to have quieted down the crowd here tonight. They were booing, they were cheering, and now it's, crickets out there at the moment. Dorgan again to set to kick off to Optimus Klein. A nice kick fielded at the 6-yard line. Klein running up full speed. He ends up making it up to the 24-yard line. And so we'll see the offense of the Mavericks out there again. See if they can pull together a more successful drive than we've seen earlier tonight, with only 47 seconds left in the first. This night is starting to go. This game is going a little bit fast. Little toss play to Jalen Wells, trying to get what he can. Really was able to struggle for those last little 2 or 3 yards, but still taking a 1-yard loss in the play. We see a split back in the backfield with Nick Hoagland and Jalen Wells. We've got Gunnar Lewis at the top, I believe, and Liam Hammer at the bottom. Handoff again to Jalen. Again, struggling to get those yardage, that yardage up there. Still having to settle for a loss of 1 on that play. Tackled there by Andre Krim, defensive end. That calls it for the end of the first quarter. Corsairs up to an early lead, showing some of their dominance both in their running game with a 54-yard jet zero run that set up a Matthews Jr. Tight end pass for the touchdown. And then we saw just recently Doug Spelling taking it to the bank with a long, deep pass by Caswell. We see Scar Patterson back, having all the time in the world, but sadly, nobody seems to be open. That is a textbook coverage sack if I've seen one. You've got Mary Reed there. Mary is the defensive tackle, a generic defensive tackle, setting up shop beside David Tilley, the contracted defensive tackle. So here we see Alex Damian again to punt away. Successful punt. It's out there. Fair caught at the 44-yard line of San Diego, setting up a really nice field position for the Corsairs to string together another drive here. Let's see what they can pull together, or if by chance the Maverick defense can hold them here. So we've got jet zero in the back, empty lone back in the backfield there. Delayed handoff, a nice little draw there, but no extra yardage there. Just simply getting up to the line of scrimmage, where he was tackled by Pete Mitchell, outside linebacker for the Mavericks. I know I've said this before in other games. Pete is a super hype man, super generous, super caring, but also one of the most excitable persons and contagious people in the locker room for the Mavericks. There we see Jet Zero trying to get his way, trying to run again up the middle, being stopped there by Wolf Justice, and I think I saw Zach Lay in on the tackle as well. In the defensive backs in the backfield here for the Mavericks, we've got Zach Lay at cornerback, Tom Krieg at cornerback, Nana Leahy at cornerback. We've got Ray Laniero III that we've mentioned at free safety. We've got Zach Holdorf at strong safety, and Isabella Blackwell there, number 24, in on the tackle at strong safety as well. That was tight end James Matthews Jr. on the reception, I believe. Setting up a 4th and 6, so it seems that the defense for the Mavericks were able to hold tight, not letting them get more than the 4 yards in that series. So the Corsairs are set to punt. The punt is off. Let's see the strength of the special teams force. And it looks like, sadly, it was caught and run directly into the end zone just a little too quick, setting up the field position of the 20-yard line for the Maverick offense to see what they can piece together now. So we've mentioned the defensive line for the Corsairs. We've mentioned the linebacker core. So here we see Jalen Wells again trying to see what he can do. For defensive backs on the Corsairs, we've got cornerbacks Ted Haynes and cornerback Cody Griffin, fellow previous Tacoma Grizzlies player, drafted last year's. Here we have a neutral zone infraction here on Andre Krim, giving San Diego a few extra yards. At free safety, we've got Maurice Lloyd. Strong safety, we've got King Jamal. And backup free safety, we've got Jorge Torres as well to round out the defensive back for the Corsairs tonight. We've got an I formation with Jalen Wells in the back. Split pro form with the wide receivers, one at the top, one at the bottom. Jalen able to make his way, get a gain of 3 yards there up the middle, stopped by number 45. That is Jared Crow, outside linebacker. We got 2 wide receivers at the top. A little pitch off to Jalen, able to string up, get through some of that first tackle, that first level penetration there, and was able to successfully get a first down. One of few so far for the Mavericks this game. We're getting inching up to the midpoint of the second half here. Seeing what the Mavericks can do, if they can turn around their success in this half before we reach halftime. I formation, 1 lone receiver at the bottom. Another handoff to Jalen. Nothing working there in that middle that time. Just a large group of linemen battling each other out. Nathaniel Diggs, their number 52, Madison alum, new draftee, in on the tackle. Got Jalen lone tailback and a wide receiver at the top and bottom. Scar under center. Scar steps back and is able to shake off a what would have been a sack, but passes it out there, and it is broken up, tapped away by Cody Griffin. Pretty easily tapped away. So brings up a 3rd and 10 here at the San Diego 32, their own 32. Here we see 3 wide receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top, Jalen Wells in the back, showing that it should be a pass. Scar steps forward, gets it free. Successful pass out to Optimus Klein for a gain of 12 yards or so for that first down. Optimus, like I said before, a convert from a tight end, so he's got some of that height and heft. Got some of the break tackle that maybe some wide receivers don't quite have, and the strength that some wide receivers may not have just starting out. But he's set this year to try to get his speed and agility up a little bit greater, but that should not be a problem in this year this season with all the progressions that we get. Pass off to the right. This time It is number 81, Gunnar Lewis, receiving that 1-yard pass. Defense sort of sets up shop. Looks like a crowding the line there a little bit. We've got two receivers at the bottom. Jalen with the handoff quick, but number 23, Cody Griffin, gets in there and stops that really quickly. Could have easily been a loss of 3. Jalen using his legs to get up there, back up to that line of scrimmage. Cody last season was voted as the defensive rookie of the year. You can totally see why here, as we see a dime package from the defense with 4 receivers on the offense. Scar over to pass. Quite an interesting little pass there, just over the line of scrimmage. Jalen, trying to get away from the defense, seems to have crossed back over the line and tackled. Brings up 4th and 9 on sort of a failed drive here by the Mavs. And in case you're wondering, is this what the Mavericks might be looking like? Is this what the Corsairs might be looking like come week 1? For those that are new to preseason games, all these preseason games are done with more generic playbooks. These are not playbooks created by any certain person on any of the teams, but simply already created and stored in the All Pro Football Editor as options, based on the NFL teams. And these ones are set up as the Ravens defense and Packers offense. So we'll see, these are not the plays. These are not the setups that you'll see in the regular game. So as a punt to Doug Spelling and a penalty, resulting in a yardage change. So it is first down for the Corsairs at their own 15. Sort of the worst starting position that they have had so far this game. Jet zero in the backfield, 2 receivers at the bottom. Caswell back to pass, gets the pass out before being tackled and brought down by number 53, but the pass goes out, is tipped, batted up by the defense, and falls to the ground lifeless. So an incomplete pass there. Here we see a I formation, receiver at the top and bottom. Handoff to Jet Zero. Runs up the middle there for a gain of 4 yards. It's brought down by number 96. That is Stephon Forge, defensive tackle. Here we see a shotgun formation with a Jet Zero beside him, 4 receivers out there on the field. Handoff to Jet Zero. Was able to run it up pretty successfully compared to last night's shotgun handoffs, but still falls 1 yard shy of that first down, forcing their punter to come out and punt the ball away to the Mavericks again. The punt is off and is fielded at around the 40-yard line. Gain of around 6 up to the 46-yard line for the Mavericks. Tom Krieg celebrating his 6-yard gain from that punt return. And before you know it, it is the Mavericks ball on offense again. Here we see a split shotgun formation. Big pass there by Scar to our big number 1 wide receiver for the Mavs. That is Gunnar Lewis. As I was talking about Doug Spelling being 6'6", 222. Gunnar Lewis, free agent joining the Mavs this season, is 6'5", 235. Another very large back to Toss to, making it difficult to bring down there by number 43. That was Maurice Lloyd, free safety, trying to take him down, who was 6'2", 216. So Gunner has about 20 pounds and 3 inches on him. Here we see Alec Finlay, also from Madison, similar to Nathaniel Diggs on the other side of Corsairs defense, to kick that +1. And that extra point is good. Bringing the score now to 7-14. Queen City still up by a touchdown. Alec getting set to kick this kickoff. I believe Doug Spelling's set to return it. Catches that ball at the 10-yard line, brings it out so far. He's got away. Can he be taken down? He is a big person. He is running. And he's able to make it. That is a 90-yard kickoff return for Doug Spelling. And after that 90 yards, he is quite tired. He is going to take a nap there in the end zone. That puts the Corsairs up, if they get this extra point, by another 2 touchdowns. He does a good job of sort of sidestepping that pile and just making it far enough or fast enough beyond so that nobody can catch him. Those big legs really churning. Makes quick work of another 7 points, 6 points plus this should be inevitable extra point here. Here we see Judah Dorgan getting that +1. And Dorgan set to kick that kickoff again back to the Mavericks. And here we'll see if Optimus Klein can maybe respond with another kick return of his own. He has been known to do that in previous game. He is not one shy to tell you about that. Here, fielded 2 yards into the end zone. Brought out to the 23. Looked decent and then was hit pretty hard there at the 23-yard line, setting up this next drive by the Mavs. Offense again taking the field, figuring out what kind of play they want to play from this playbook. We've got 3 in a bunch at the top, 1 at the bottom, and a lone halfback in the backfield, Jalen Wells. Toss or pitch to Jalen, not going anywhere, and is tackled, brought down, caught at the line of scrimmage roughly for a loss of 1, actually, by number 50, BJ Loveless. Getting penetration there, going side to side once he saw Jalen going off to that side. We've got 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. Jalen alone back in the back behind Scar, who drops back far. Passes over to Gunnar Lewis off to the side, picks up 4 yards. Almost tipped or almost deflected by defensive back there, guarding Gunnar. Let's see what is in store for the Mavs to pick up these 6 yards here. Got about 2 minutes left in the game if they get this off before the warning. They do. Scar back, flag on the field. Passes over the middle to number 16, Lottie Liu, and is brought in successfully. We'll see what the results of that laundry on the field are. With the boos, it's against the Mavericks. Number 55 clipping. The Corsairs accept that. Number 55 coming in from the side, the back. Trying to protect Scar Patterson, dropping back as far as he was. So they get a lots of a lot of yardage there. So it brings up 3rd and 22 from the San Diego 11, rather than 3rd and 6 or so. So we'll see what type of play this is. We have 4 wide receivers out there, including a tight end as well. Scar back in a shotgun. Looks like a gun straight. Tosses it over the middle, and it's intercepted by a number 50. That is BJ Loveless dropping back into coverage with all of these receivers out there. Inside linebacker just sort of dropping back, covering that Bill Cherry, number 45, the tight end, sort of watching that pass. And when Scar tosses that up, sadly is able to make a play on that and comes down with it. Sadly for the Mavericks. Here we see 4 wide receivers, empty backfield. AJ Caswell underneath center. Drops back, short little drop back. Tosses it to the left, a little out route there to number 49. 49. Let's scroll here. 49 is James Matthews, tight end for the Corsairs. Caswell doing a great job, a really great passer rating right now. Little delay there, draw formation. Giving the ball to Jet Zero, not a bad idea there. Making up roughly 5 yards, 6 yards on that run play. Bringing them to the San Diego 19 into the red zone. We'll see what they have in store here. Lone running back. Handoff to Zero again. Didn't like what he saw in the middle. Decided to switch it up to the right. Taking a little bit of a loss there. They're in the hurry up offense here. Pass over to the left to Jet Zero. Picks up 5 or 6 on that play. Not quite enough for a first down. Brings up 3rd and 6. Calls a timeout. Decent open yardage there. A nice little pickup, but not quite enough. We'll see what the Corsairs have in store for this 3rd and 6 here, as well as trying to see if the defense for the Mavs will tighten up and maintain coverage on their men. 3 at the bottom, 1 at the top, 1 Caswell in the backfield. Big target there over the middle. Another tall person. That is, again, James Matthews at 6'7", 265. That is a tall man. Myself only being 5'10" in real life. That's a pretty big, tall target out there. So that gives the Corsairs their 4th touchdown so far this game. Here we have Dorgan again to kick that point after. No kicker yet has needed to kick a field goal. There's just been a lot of punts and a lot of extra points so far. And it's good. Bring the score as we count down to the end of the first half, 28-27, Corsairs with a 21 3-touchdown lead. Let's see if the Mavericks have something in store these last 42 seconds, or else we'll be bringing it into the half with the Corsairs getting the ball at the start of the second half. Kick is off. Fielded around the 1-yard line. Optimus Klein bringing it up, switching up his direction towards as he headed towards that group there. Ends up getting up to the 28-yard line, a 27-yard kick return. They tend to average between 23 to 26, 27, so that's on the high side. Obviously, the one you saw earlier by Doug Spelling, they do happen, the big touchdown kick returns. But on average, they're around 22, 23 to 26, 27 yards. Scar back to pass. Passes into coverage. There was a lot of white and green bodies out there. This is Cody Griffin with the interception there. This is his first interception of the night. The previous one came to BJ Loveless. A little tip drill there. Taken down and tackled by Liam Hammer and Gunnar Lewis. Again, setting up really good field position here for the Corsairs. We'll see what they choose to do out there. We've got 2 wide receivers at the bottom, a tight end and receiver at the top, and Jet Zero in the backfield, in the back. Caswell out to toss a big deep throw for about a gain of 30 over to number 49, that big man, James Matthews. That's one thing that both with Doug Spelling and James Matthews, they have that height, that 6'6", 6'7", out there. Hard to cover that if you are anything less than 6'2", which is an average for a defensive back, especially safeties and both type of safeties. Cornerbacks tend to be about 6'2", 6'4", somewhere in that range. You know, some of the more successful ones, they've got that height. Castle back to pass. Short little pass there, successfully caught for a gain of a few, bringing up 2nd and goal at the San Diego 2-yard line. Castle back again. Pass over the middle and successfully caught there by number 17. That is Deezer Powell, wide receiver number 1. First time we've heard his name being caught or having a pass being caught or thrown to him tonight. AJ Caswell seems to be doing very well on his passes, on target, high completion percentage, and the plays that they've been playing have been really successful for them. So here we see, with 9 seconds left, Dorgan to kick another extra point. And that kick is up, and it's good. Bring the score. That is a total of 5 touchdowns so far in this first half for the Queen City Corsairs. 35-7. We'll see a kickoff and kick return here. Might have a few seconds after this for a single play by the Mavericks before the half starts. The kick is off. Fielded at the end zone line. Optimus Klein comes up, fields it, runs up to about the 20-yard line. Not much going there on that kick return. The offense will come out with 5 seconds left in this half. Scar Patterson swaggering up underneath center there. You've got wide receiver at the top, wide receiver at the bottom. Jalen Wells in the backfield there. Drops back. Scar passes. The pass was not a bad pass. It's just into coverage. Thankfully, it was not tipped or intercepted, but it was also not caught by number 45, the intended receiver, Bill Cherry, tight end for the Mavs. So here we see a split around the shotgun here of Scar. We've got 2 to the top, 1 at the bottom for receivers. Scar back, tosses over the middle, into coverage. Just a lot of bodies out there, a lot of white and green. That is BJ Loveless there with the pass deflection, it seems, or with the interruption from that catch of number 11, Liam Hammer. So that brings us to the half here. We'll see a little bit of stats for this half. So far, this half, well, I guess we didn't really have any stats. That was fast. I didn't touch a button. It seemed to like to move into the next half quick. Let's see what happens. They are stretching it, it appears. Okay, we're all set. We've got the Corsairs receiving the ball in the second half. That is Alec Finlay to kick off to start this half. I hope you all are enjoying a nice little adult beverage this evening. I know I am, whether that's whatever something that makes you happy and enjoyable. So that's Doug Spelling there, number 13, taking that reception, or that kick return up to about the 24-yard line. As you saw last quarter or last half, he returned one for a touchdown. I believe it was a 90-yard kickoff return. So here we see AJ Caswell up underneath center, Jet Zero behind him, 3 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. Caswell back to throw, gets taken down for a loss of 1 there by number 78. That is Derek Genko, free agent from Louisiana, getting his penetration and getting in there to take down AJ. Bringing up 2nd and 11 at their own 23-yard line. Here we see 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. We've got a tight end in there and a Jet Zero in the backfield. Caswell back to throw over the middle. This time it is deflected, intended for Doug Spelling. Deflection by Raylan Earl III, free safety for the Mavs. That didn't really happen last half, so we'll see what changes the defense and offense have made for both of these teams. 4 receivers out there, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. We've got Jet Zero lining up in beside Castle in the shotgun. Castle steps back, throws over the middle for about a gain of 8 yards. Not quite enough for that first down, bringing up 4th and 2 on the Queen City 32-yard line. So here we'll see the punter Greg Morrison for the Corsairs out to punt away. This should bode pretty well for good starting position, or good starting field position for the Mavs. The kick is up. It's a pretty high kick. Fair catch called for at the 39-yard line by Tom Krieg. That is caught, and that is where the Mavs will start this drive, their first drive of the second half. BJ loved this there, number 50, leading his defense as inside linebacker. Here we see Scar, both backs beside him. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top, steps back, passes over the middle into a lot of coverage, intended for, looks like number 88, Optimus Klein, was back there. Number 21, breaking that up. Number 21 is the one and only King Jamal. He is a strong safety out there for the Corsairs. Here we see an offset I formation by the Mavs. 3 receivers out there, 2 on the top, 1 at the bottom. Handoff to Wells, not going very far. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage there by number 43. That is Maurice Lloyd, free safety, coming in there to make that stop. Brings up 3rd and 10. Pretty long yardage to start off this first little bit of their drive. We've got a 3 bunch at the bottom, 1 at the top. Scar passes over middle, successfully caught there. A gain of around 13 yards. Caught by number 16, Lottie Liu. New draftee, new member of the Mavs, new member of the Pro SFL League. Out there getting his work in. One of the hardest working people I know. Really excited for this season and to see him grow in this league. We've got split backs behind Scar Patterson. Scar under center, 2 receivers, 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom. Scar steps back, releases over the middle for a gain of around 7 yards, this time to Gunnar Lewis over the middle. So far, these last couple passes have been pretty successful. We'll see how they continue. One receiver at the top, I formation. Looks like handoff to Jalen Wells, not going anywhere. Actually losing 1 yard, being stopped there by the cornerback, Cody Griffin. Making his way up to that line of scrimmage as soon as he saw that run. 3rd and 4. This is an important down here for the Mavs. They've got a strong I formation here. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. Scar drops back, short little drop back, passes over the middle to Optimus Klein for a gain of around 6 or so, giving them that first down. One of the few that they have had this game so far. We'll see if they can continue this little streak and keep it going. Showing there, Gunnar Lewis receiving 6 off of 6 targets, so really successfully accurate there. He had a long touchdown run previously. This one goes off to the right to Liam Hammer, number 11, second wide receiver on the team. Was able to get out of bounds there. Gain of 2 on that play. We've got 2 receivers, 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom. We've got a lot of tight ends in there. We've got a single back. Scar drops back a little bit, passes over the middle for a gain of 6 or so, leaving it 3rd and 2. That one was to tight end Bill Cherry, who had a very good game last game. 1 touchdown, I believe, and like 3 fairly long, like 20-plus yard receptions, 15 to 20-plus yard receptions last night. Here we've got a strong lineup. Not going anywhere with this handoff in the I formation for Jalen Wells. Looks like they might have lost a little bit. Being stopped at the line there by Nathaniel Diggs, rookie for the Corsairs. Fellow Madison alum, along with Alec Finlay, kicker for, and we'll see him here right out there on the field. Kicker for the Mavs. This is the first field goal attempt by either team here halfway through the 3rd quarter. Looks like the was bobbled a little bit, the hike, but able to kick it true straight through those uprights and able to tack on 3 more points to the Mavs, making it 35-10 Corsairs. So Alec out there again, we're set to kick off this ball to the Corsairs. Doug Spelling in the back, set to receive this kickoff. Fielded around the 3 or 4 yard line. Doug runs up. Tackled there pretty heftily by number 85. Taken down at the 24-yard line. And that is where the Corsairs will start this drive for them. We see Jet Zero lining up there behind number 16, AJ Caswell, quarterback. We've got a couple tight ends, a wide receiver at the top, wide receiver at the bottom, a little pitch off to Zero. I think either team hasn't really seen success with this little pitch there. Jet Zero taken down at the line of scrimmage by number 92, 93. Both those. Number 93 is number 92 there, Wolf Justice, number 93, generic player Charles Ledbetter. Another handoff to Jet Zero, this time not going anywhere, a loss of 1. Being tackled there by number 41, number 47. Sort of a little tag team there by both Axel Raven and Zach Lay getting in there on that tackle. Got 3 receivers at the top. Big pass out there to a pretty wide open receiver. And it looks like it was caught and sort of pushed out of bounds there. Number 17, that is Deezer Powell. Seems like the zone coverage broke down and didn't really get anybody around him or didn't cover him. But Isabella Blackwell able to push him out as soon as he received that ball, giving the Corsairs 1st and 10 at their 38-yard line. I believe a pickup of around 12 or 13 on that play. I formation here, receivers at the top and bottom. AJ making some changes there on the line. Little pitch off to Jet Zero, uncertain about where he was going to be going there for a second, trying to line up where he wanted to go. Seems that worked well in his favor, being able to get roughly around a 15 or 16-yard run at that before he was sort of tackled and pushed out of bounds. He was being tackled there by Tom Krieg and Leon Thunderman at the end of that run. Setting up a 1st and 10 now. New set of downs for Corsairs. We've got Jet Zero in the backfield, receivers top and bottom. Caswell back to pass, throws over the middle to a fairly wide open, I believe number 13. That is Doug Spelling. Catching that ball, roughly, I want to say a 20 to 25-yard reception in that range. Fell down, so was not able to complete any type of yards after catch. Pretty successful pass play there. Got an offset eye in the backfield. We've got 2 receivers at the top and 1 at the bottom. Another handoff to Jet Zero, making it through that first level of the defensive line, but being quickly taken down by the linebacker core after a gain of around 4. Jet Zero has 84 yards so far in this game total. And with 14 minutes left to go, there's still plenty of time for him to make a fair amount more, ending the game possibly with well over 100 yards. Here we see him being taken down at the line of scrimmage by Axel Raven, which I think was also in the tackle in the previous play. Bring down Jet Zero, a power back. So again, quite a tough type of person to tackle compared to maybe a finesse back who uses their agility and various running skills for deception and tricks. Here we see Caswell over the middle. Pass broken up there by Axel Raven. Pass deflected, keeping that pass out of the hands of the receiver who would have probably caught that, was not being fully covered deep in that end zone and very well could have been a touchdown, bringing up 4th and 6. And the Corsairs having to rely on the foot of Dorgan for their first field goal attempt of the game. Ball's hiked, set up, and the kick is up and is good. 38-10 is now the new score. Right through the uprights, good distance. And so here's Dorgan again to kick off this ball back to the offense of Scar Patterson and the Mavs. The kick is up, fielded around the 8-yard line. Optimus Klein running up the field, able to get up to the 27, a gain of around 19 yards or so, 19 or 20 yards for that kick return. And that 27-yard line is where the offense will take over. This Corsairs defense has really been putting up a pretty stingy showing tonight, with getting a lot of their white and green bodies around this receiving core. Here's Scar Patterson over the middle. Quick little dump pass to number 11, Liam Hammer, for a gain of 5. setting up a 2nd and 5 at their own 32-yard line. We've got Jalen Wells in the backfield. We've got 2 receivers, one at the top, one at the bottom, and a couple tight ends out there. Little handoff, maybe a little stretch play off to the right side. Not going anywhere for Jalen Wells for a loss of 2 there, tackled by number 45 for the Corsairs. That is Jared Crow, outside linebacker for Queen City. Looks like a dime package there by the defense with 5 wide receivers, it looks like. Long pass over the middle to Gunnar Lewis. That one was completed successfully for probably a pickup. I didn't really look at the number where they started, but probably around the 20 to 25 yard line, or 20 to 20 yard distance, out to a little bit over midfield there. That's an area that I think Gunnar Lewis does really well at. Not really captured in this playbook very well, or in the plays that this team that we've been using, the playbook that this team is, the Mavs, both these Mavs, the Mavs and Corsairs are using tonight. This time a pretty errant throw by Scar over the middle, intended for Gunnar Lewis, but well overshot. So here we see a shotgun look with 2 wide receivers at the top, 2 at the bottom, extra protection or another dropout, or a little flip pass to Jalen Wells for a loss of 1, maybe 2. Jorge Torres there on the getting the little shadow to the running back, getting in there, taking him down. Got 3 wide receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom, lone back behind Scar. Scar takes it, drops back, sidesteps a little bit, and into the arms of Andre Krim, who was able to take him down in the backfield for a loss of 6 on that play. Brings up 4th and 19 for the Mavs. Forcing them to punt out of, I don't think they were ever in field goal range, even with that longer Gunnar Lewis reception. But this time they are guaranteed to need to punt here. You'll see Alex Damian to punt away for the Mavs. I believe Doug Spelling awaiting the reception on the other end of the field. Calls for a fair catch at the 17-yard line, and that is where the Corsairs offense will take over. There we have a look at AJ Caswell. Pretty pleased with his performance tonight, I bet. Putting up 38 points. Having a really good, solid, I don't think that there has been any interceptions or mistakes by him. And I think he's had a very successful, fairly accurate night with a high completion percentage, and very successful in the form of converting those passes into points. Here we see Jet Zero trying to make a little something out of nothing on that draw play. Wolf Justice in there on that tackle, bring him down 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. You see Doug Spelling, 109 yards total tonight on 3 receptions. We've got two receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. Little handoff there to Jet Zero in the split shotgun, being taken down 1 yard shy of that of that first down by number 28, Ray the Earl III, free safety. Trying to do a little, Jet Zero sort of pounds number 25. That is Nana Lehe, down to the ground with that power running, lowering the shoulder. Let's see what they choose to do here on 3rd and 1. Jet Zero in the backfield. They do a handoff, but he is caught 2 yards shy by defensive tackle Stephon Forge, and I think Derek Genko was in there, as well as Axel Raven, I think, around the weak side. So we see number 3 back to punt. Corsairs haven't had to punt too often. I think this might be their 3rd punt of the evening. You see Krieg again to return. It brings it out to the 42-yard line of San Diego. As Scar Patterson makes his way out to the field again to see what they can do in these last 9.5 minutes or so in this drive. They showed some nice plays, some nice highlights last drive, but were unable to capitalize on it. Here we see a shotgun with a split backs beside him. 3 receivers out there. Drops back, does a little pump fake, and is taken down behind the line of scrimmage by number, hard to see, 94. That 94 is defensive tackle David Tilley, getting in there and taking Scar down. This defensive line has seemed to have had the offensive line's number tonight with, I believe, a handful of sacks. Scar back to pass, throws it over the middle. Nice reception there. I believe by Gunnar Lewis, who has 124 yards tonight on 8 receptions. A really solid, really nice sized wide receiver out there for the Mavericks. We see a split back look here by the Mavericks as Scar's under center. We'll see what they decide to do. On 1st and 10, Scar drops back, waits, passes over the middle, complete to Liam Hammer for a gain of 4, as he does a little, probably a little speed under route. Offset I, two receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. Handoff to Wells up the middle, powering his legs, and gets within inches of that 1st down marker, but shy just a little bit. Again, Wells is that power back, using their legs, their shoulders to really get that low center of gravity to be able to power through some of those cracks and gaps in that defensive line, and hopefully take down anybody that's trying to block them. Here we see an offset I, strong formation up at the line of scrimmage. Looked okay for a moment, like there were some gaps there, but I think Wells took the wrong direction, went left instead of leaning a little bit right, and ends up in the face of their defensive linemen and linebackers, stopping him a little bit short. Here, 4th and 1, it looks like Mavs are lining up on that scrimmage as if they're going to snap that ball in an offset I, similar formation as what they just ran. We'll see what they, nope, they're going to do the typical APF situation, see if the other team would jump off sides. They take a call a timeout there. Well, Liam Hammer, the head coach, takes and has a little bit of a conversation with Scar to see where they're at, what kind of plays they might need to run now to try to close this 28-point gap. It looks like actually they're going to rely on the leg of Alec Finlay, this one for a 50-yard field goal. Let's see if Scurvy Dog here, Alec, will be able to make it or not. He probably has the leg for it and should have the accuracy. He's done really well. The kick is up. It is just shy, about 2 feet or so. That is unfortunate for the Mavericks. Thankfully, this is just simply a preseason game. It's not really akin to any type of thing how they might be playing in the regular season. So that means at that 39-yard line, is where the offense for the Corsairs will be taking over. Split back look here by the Corsairs. We've got two receivers at the top with the two backs behind Caswell. Caswell under center, steps back short, passes over to Jet Zero, and Jet takes it a little bit along the sideline for a gain of 5, taken down by Axel Raven, it looks like, based on the stats that come up. Axel and Jet having a little bit of a conversation at the end of that play. Lots of people in that front box there for the defense. Two receivers at the top, split backs in the backfield again. Handoff up the middle for Jet Zero. He ends up getting 6. Actually, that may not be Jet. That might be a fullback. That is Chris Komisak coming through on a little fullback dive right in that middle. Able to get that first down and a couple more being taken down a couple yards after that marker. Lone back in the backfield. That is Jet Zero. Two receivers at the bottom. Hand off to Jet, off to the side. Taken down at that line of scrimmage. Gain of 0 on that play. A combination tackle there by Zach Lay and number 41 and number 22, Zach Holdorf. That is Zach on Zach action. You'll probably see more of that throughout this season. Zach Lay is Zach with a K. You can remember it that way. Zach with a C, that's Zach Holdorf. Mr. Corn, think about corn with a C. That's how you can tell the difference between the two. That we saw Jet Zero for a gain of 4 yards. Here we have 3rd and 6 for the Corsairs. We're seeing a dime package by the defense there, by the Mavs. 4 receivers, 1 running back. Jet lining up beside Caswell in the shotgun. Caswell over the middle, passes over to, I believe that's number 13. Yep, that's Doug Spelling again. Just using his big body, his long arms to get up there, and Caswell putting it above reach of any of the defenders, making it really tough to get, being taken down there by Isabella Blackwell, new draftee from Lexington. Outstanding strong safety in the minor league, looking to see what she can do out in the pros. Heavy set here, offset I. Toss over to Jet Zero, being taken down here after a gain of around 4 by number 33. That is Tom Krieg, seeing the running play start up and leaves his guy from coverage and runs up to Jet, taking him down by the shoestrings. Another heavy formation, offset I. We'll see if this is another run off to the right or if maybe they'll try to the center here. Taking their time, winding down that clock. Off to the center, we've got Tom Krieg again on that tackle. Jet Zero with 99 yards on the night, a 54-yard long run earlier in the first quarter, set up their first touchdown of the evening. 1 yard shy of 100 yards tonight. Here we see number 18. 18, that is the backup quarterback. They have already sent their backups out there with 3 minutes left in the game. Winding down that clock, strong formation, receiver down at the bottom. Hand off to Jet, possibly Jet. This may actually be someone else now. Number 28. That is Chris Komisak, fullback, on that, I believe, a 2 or 3 yard run. Brings up 4th and 3. They're in at the 17-yard line, so they are certainly within field goal range of Judah Dorgan, their kicker. Will bring up a 34-yard field goal here attempt. The hold, and it's up And it's good. Tacking on another 3 to their already substantial lead. That's Queen City at 41 points. Daniel, 99 yards, but 100 isn't one. That's wonderful. Gotta love it when you reference rap during football games. All right, so we've got Dorgan again to kick the kickoff. With Optimus Klein waiting to receive in the back. Kick is up. Fielded around the 3 or 4 yard line. Klein running up as hard as he can. Getting through one small little tackle, but being taken down pretty quickly afterwards at the 24 yard line. And if you're the Mavs and trying to figure out, I would, do you run at this point? Do you just simply go high wide receiver, get your wide receivers out there? We've got 3 out there right now. We've also got a tight end at the top. A running back, Jalen Wells, takes that catch over to the right side for a gain of 4. Hurry up offense here. Not quite fast enough for that 2-minute warning. So we'll get a little time right here. There you see Chris Komisak, the head coach for the Queen City Corsairs. Though he should feel pretty pleased for this performance, he didn't really look it there on the sidelines. Might be trying to wait until the clock reaches triple zeros before he celebrates. It's always a good thing. I'm a big fan of waiting until all of the seconds are done. Scar Patterson out to pass is deflected, intended for number 88, Optimus Klein. There you see number 37, Barlow. I believe they're one of their backup cornerbacks with that pass deflection. Does a little bump on the start of their route. It gets in Optimus's face, but does a good job of getting his hand up in the way of that ball coming down. Brings up a 3rd and 6 for the Mavericks. 1:56 left. That incomplete did stop the clock at 1:56. We see a bunch with 3 wide receivers at the bottom and 1 receiver at the top. Scar drops back, lobs it out there, and it is broken up, intended for Optimus Klein again. It's broken up by number 37 again, Barlow. Corsairs out in the dime package, again with their backups out there. We've got a shotgun look with 4 receivers out there for the Mavericks. Scar dropping back, tosses over to the left side, complete for that first down. Just barely getting enough is Gunnar Lewis picking up that first down for the Mavericks. They're at their own 34 yard line, so they've still got a solid 66 yards. Yeah, that's right. 66 yards left to go before pay dirt. Gotta love math. Real-time math. All right, we've got an offset eye. We've got 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. Scar under center, drops back, releases it to a wide open number 11, Liam Hammer, running down, weaving his way to the corner for that touchdown. That's what the Mavs are hoping to see more of this coming weekend. I guess this coming Monday when they battle, when Florida comes to town. Getting that separation and that lob pass from Scar, perfectly positioned for Liam without getting deflected by sort of the failing coverage right there of the Corsairs. Again, it might be the backups being out there. It might be that play just was one that would be successful against that defensive type of play formation. Here we see Alec Finlay to kick the point after for the second touchdown of the Mavs in this game. Daniel, Cogate's Collections. I appreciate the vote of confidence here. It's time for the comeback for the Mavs. they've only got what, 24 points to come back from. It could, I don't know if it could be done. I don't know if it's feasible. But again, this is just a preseason game. This is a fun scrimmage. This is all about fun, getting to see your players out there. A lot of fun. I've been really enjoying a lot of these. I appreciate everybody's openness and having fun in the chat and watching these. You know, it's fun when it's football time, and I mean, it's excited to get this season started. There we see the kickoff. It's fielded pretty easily there by the return team, the hands team, to get the ball back successfully. So the Corsairs will start with the 139 left on the clock at the San Diego 45. Here we see number 18, backup quarterback, Calico Jack. That is quite the name. Handoff to Jet Zero. Zero running. Tom Krieg able to take him down after a gain of about 22. Looks like there was might have been Axel Raven able to get some contact with Jet around the 7 or 8 yard line, but not able to bring him down. Nope, that was not. That was number 41. That was Zach Lay, cornerback for the Mavs. We'll see what if at this point when the kneel downs start. It looks like this is the victory formation. We've got, so we'll be seeing knees to the end of this game, perhaps. There might be some time left. They might actually kick a field goal. Who knows? But with that timeout, that ends the timeouts for San Diego in the game. Queen City still has all theirs, but they don't really have a use for them at this moment. They'd love to have this game ended right now. We'll see another knee. Bring up 3rd and 13. They'll be able to get one more knee, probably taken at about the 55-second mark, which will then give them another 39 seconds on the play clock. So they will be needing to do something, whether that's a punt or a field goal at some point, with maybe 15, 20 seconds left on that clock. We'll see another knee by Calico Jack, number 18, backup quarterback. Castle on the sidelines after a successful game. Let's see what they choose to do. Will they tack on an extra 3 points? I could see, at the 28 yard line, that's pretty short yardage for a punt. Derek Genko right there. Yep, looks like they'll be kicking another field goal. This is probably Judah Dorgan for this field goal here. Looks like it'll be a 45 yarder. It's kicked. And it's good. Bring their lead up to, not the lead. Their score is 44 points to 17. But yeah, we've seen really solid performances by both the Corsairs offense, specifically Caswell to Doug Spelling was a magical combination tonight. And then Jet Zero really, there were times when he was tackled behind the line of scrimmage, etc. But he had a lot of really successful plays, one specifically early on in the game that got him over about half of his yards that he received so far this game. We see Optimus Klein taking it out to about the 22-yard line. You're welcome, BJ. Happy to do this. Hope you all enjoyed it. It's always fun to see football again after 3 months of, obviously there's the minor leagues, but it's not quite the same not seeing your player out there. And for those of us that didn't make the playoffs, it's been since early October since we saw our players play. So it's really nice to get out there. Here we see a nice little pass there to end the game over to the right side for Gunnar Lewis for a pickup of around 15 to 20. So that ends the game here. We're up to the post-game show. So 44 to 17 is your final game. Passing yards, the Mavs overtook the Corsairs in passing yards, surprisingly, even after the success of Doug Spelling. But I think it was the success of the just that consistent hitting the gaps, hitting the middle, and the consistent success from Jet Zero over and over and over again really bode well for the Corsairs. I believe it was 127 yards was how much Jet Zero ended the day with, and that was how much total yardage. I know Comsack had a few yards here or there. He might have had 10 of that, but honestly, it wasn't too bad. It was there were a couple interceptions by the Mavericks, or a couple interceptions, errant throws by the Mavericks. Scar Patterson interceptions then came from the Corsairs, giving them a little bit of life here and there. Doug Spelling was able to run a kickoff return back for a touchdown. That was another 7 points there. In general, it was a fun game. It was fun to watch. I over myself personally, I didn't watch too many of the Queen City games last season. I'm really excited to see, was really excited to see a lot of the team, how they did. Jet Zero doing well. Cody Griffin out there getting an interception, defensive rookie of the year in season 17 last season. Should be a really fun season this year. If anybody, Andre, Krim, if you want to, or Tom Riddell, if you want to throw in the chat when your week 1 game is, that would be great. I've already mentioned the Mavericks. Here we see AJ Caswell, 261 yards, 4 touchdowns, 18 of 21 with 158 quarterback rating. I believe that might be the max. 6:20 Monday night. Perfect. Yeah, so make sure you watch the Mavs noon Eastern. I'm sorry, noon Central, 1 Eastern, and then follow that up later on in the evening, 6:20 Eastern, I believe, 5:20 Central, Monday night versus the Lone Star Glory. So with that, then, I hope you enjoyed all of this. This was a great fun night. Sorry about some of the technical difficulties that we had early on. I hope you enjoyed all of this. And I hope you really enjoy the rest of this week as we lead up into this exciting week 1. Can't wait to see this season get started. Can't wait to see how it all plays out. So with that, I'll bid you all adieu. Thanks for hanging out with me for the last hour and a half or so. Really excited, and enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll talk to you later. Good night.